Sure. Here's the complete script for eerie, spooky, true highway stories, structured as a single cohesive narrative. 3. Spooky true highway stories. Content warning. This script contains strong language, intense violence, and disturbing themes. Fade in. Ext. Dark highway. Night. A lone car cruises down an empty stretch of highway, headlights cutting through the inky blackness. The radio crackles with static. Radio host, VO. It's midnight, folks. Time for some true highway horror stories to keep you awake on those long, lonely drives. Tonight, we've got 3 tales that'll make your skin crawl. Story 1. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. Backstory. 20 years ago, on a moonless night much like this one, 19-year-old Emily Prescott was driving home from her late-night waitressing job. Her piece-of-shit car broke down on this very stretch of highway. With no cell phone and miles from the nearest town, Emily had no choice but to start walking. As she trudged along the shoulder, headlights appeared behind her. Relief washed over Emily as a pickup truck slowed to a stop. The driver, a middle-aged man with a friendly smile, offered her a ride. Emily, desperate to get home, accepted. It was the last decision she'd ever make. 3 days later, Emily's mutilated body was found in a ditch 50 miles away. The coroner's report detailed hours of torture before her death. Despite an extensive investigation, her killer was never found. In the years that followed, rumors spread of a ghostly figure in a white dress seen hitchhiking along that cursed stretch of road. Some say it's Emily, forever reliving her final moments. Others claim it's something far more sinister, a malevolent spirit using Emily's tragedy to lure in new victims. Int, car, night. Sarah, 30s, grips the steering wheel, fighting to stay awake. Rain pelts the windshield. Sarah, yawning, "Fuck, I need coffee." Suddenly, a figure appears in her headlights. A young woman in a white dress, thumb out. Sarah, conted, "Jesus Christ." Sarah slams on the brakes, skidding to a stop. She rolls down the window. Sarah, conted, "Hey, you okay? Need a ride?" The woman nods, climbing in silently. As she settles into the passenger seat, Sarah notices a faint, sickly sweet smell, like rotting flowers. Sarah, contied, "Where you headed? Young woman," whisper, "Home." Sarah drives on, glancing nervously at her passenger. The temperature in the car plummets. Sarah's breath is visible in the suddenly frigid air. Sarah. "So, what's your name?" No response. Sarah looks over but finds the seat empty. Sarah, Conti D. "What the fuck?" She swerves, nearly crashing. When she looks back, the woman is there again, eyes pitch black. "Young woman," demonic voice. I said, "I'm going home." The radio crackles to life, emitting an ear-piercing shriek. Through the static, Sarah hears a man's voice. Man's voice! VO. "Please. I'm sorry. I'll do anything." The ghostly woman's form flickers, revealing glimpses of brutal injuries. Rope burns on her wrists and deep cuts across her torso. Blood begins to seep through the white dress. "Young woman," Emily's voice. "You can't undo what's been done, but you can join me," Sarah screams as the car veers off the road and plunges into darkness. Fade to black. Story 2. The Phantom Truck. Backstory. The lonely highways cutting through America's heartland have claimed countless lives over the decades. Tired truckers, drunk drivers, and treacherous weather have all taken their toll. But some say there's something else out there. Something that can't be explained by mere human error or acts of nature. They call it the Phantom Truck. The legend began in 1973 when a convoy of 3 semis disappeared without a trace along a 100-mile stretch of desert highway. Search parties found no wreckage, no skid marks, nothing. It was as if the earth had swallowed them whole. Over the next 50 years, similar incidents occurred, always at night and always involving truckers, leaving no trace behind. Survivors, The few who lived to tell their tales spoke of a massive black truck that appeared out of nowhere. Some said it was driverless. Others claimed to see a skeletal figure behind the wheel. The highway patrol dismissed these stories as hallucinations brought on by fatigue or drug use. But the trucking community knew better. They shared warnings over CB radio and developed superstitions and protective rituals. Some refused to drive certain routes altogether. But for every cautious driver, there was always someone who didn't believe, someone who thought they could outrun the legend. Someone like Big Mike, EXT, Desert Highway, Night. Mike, 40s, drives his semi-truck. His CB radio crackles with static. He's been on the road for 16 hours straight, fueled by black coffee and determination to make his delivery on time. Mike, into CB, breaker 19. This is Big Mike. Anyone out there? Static fills his ears until a voice breaks through. Voice, VO, distorted, turn back, danger ahead. Mike. Who's this? What danger? No response. Mike shrugs it off as CB interference and reaches for his thermos for another swig of lukewarm coffee. Suddenly, headlights appear in his rearview mirror, a massive black truck gaining fast. Mike. Contied. Holy shit. The truck rams him. Mike struggles to maintain control as his rig fishtails dangerously. Mike. Conted. Fuck off, asshole. The truck backs off before charging again. Mike swerves desperately but barely avoids a collision as it disappears into thin air. Mike exhales in relief, but then sees it again. That same truck now in front of him driving backward at full speed. Mike, conted. This isn't fucking possible. The phantom truck's grill fills his windshield. Mike closes his eyes and braces for impact. Instead of crashing into it, there's a blinding flash of light. When Mike opens his eyes again, he's no longer inside his truck, but standing on the side of the road, watching as 3 semis, trucks that look decades old, drive past him with eerie silence. With sickening realization dawning upon him, one of those drivers is himself, 30 years younger. Mike, con to D, whispering, "No, it can't be." The ghostly voice from earlier crackles through the air again. Voice, VO. Welcome to the convoy. Mike, you're one of us now. Mike watches helplessly as those trucks, and his younger self, disappear into darkness, doomed forever to relive their final drive for eternity. Smash cut to Desert Highway, dawn. Mike's truck sits abandoned with no sign of a crash. A state trooper approaches with radio in hand, looking puzzled, yet concerned. Trooper, dispatch. I found the missing trucker's vehicle. Driver's gone. You're not gonna believe this, but the whole damn cab is crushed flat, like it was pancaked by something massive. But there's no other vehicle, no skid marks, nothing. What the hell happened out here? Fade to black. Story 3. The Cursed Mile Marker. Backstory. Long before this highway was built, this land belonged to Native American tribes known for their powerful shamans and dark rituals designed to protect their sacred ground from invaders seeking to exploit it for profit or expansionism. In 1876, as westward expansion threatened their territory, the tribe's last remaining shaman performed an ancient ritual, sacrificing himself along with 13 warriors, using their combined life force, creating an impenetrable barrier around their sacred land meant only for them while keeping out all who sought desecration upon it. But rituals involving demons are tricky things. Over time, that protective magic twisted, corrupted by forces meant only to control them. The barrier became more like trap-luring unsuspecting travelers feeding off fear and suffering instead. When construction crews began building this highway back in 1950s, they experienced inexplicable accidents and gruesome deaths, leading many workers terrified enough they almost abandoned project altogether until someone had bright idea rerouting roads slightly eastward. Accidents ceased, but something still felt off about that particular stretch. Drivers reported feelings unease, unexplained car troubles, disturbing visions. Most unsettling of all, That mile marker which somehow always read 666 no matter how many times replaced. Local officials dismissed these reports as superstition, but those who knew land's history understood truth. Old magic still there, waiting right victims stumble into its grasp. XT, Mountain Highway, Knight Jessica, 25, and Tyler, 27, argue in their car while navigating treacherous roads filled with twists and turns leading them deeper into darkness away from civilization, yet closer towards doom. Jessica. I told you we should have taken Main Road. Tyler. Calm down, it's just shortcut. We'll be fine. They pass weathered mile marker, 666, a sight sending shivers down Jessica's spine. Jessica, sarcastically. Oh great, the Devil's Mile! Fan-fucking-tastic! Suddenly, the car sputters and dies without warning, leaving them stranded alone amidst haunting silence. Tyler. Shit. He tries restarting engine. Nothing works. Jessica, nice job, genius. Now what? Tyler. I'll check under hood. Stay here. Tyler exits, while Jessica locks doors, feeling uneasy. Minutes pass without sound or sign until finally, Jessica. Tyler? No response. She sees movement through rearview mirror, a dark figure approaching quickly. Jessica, conted. Tyler quit screwing around. The figure reaches car. It's not Tyler. A horrifying face peers inside window, eyes solid black and mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth, grinning maliciously. Jessica, conted, screaming, "Oh my God! Tyler, help!" The creature smashes window, causing glass shards fly everywhere, while Jessica scrambles across seats, fumbling desperately, trying escape. She tumbles out, running blindly into darkness. Jessica, conted, "Tyler, where are you?" She trips, falling hard onto ground. When she looks up, she's surrounded by more creatures, twisted demonic forms with elongated limbs and pulsing otherworldly flesh. And among them, Tyler. But not Tyler anymore. His eyes are black and smile twisted beyond recognition. Tyler, distorted voice. Welcome our highway, Jess. You'll never leave. Air around them shimmers, revealing true nature surroundings. The modern highway fades away, replaced by ancient tribal site filled with stone altars, stained centuries-old blood, towering totem poles, carved screaming faces pleading escape. A spectral figure appears, the ancient shaman flickering between human and something else entirely. Shaman. Your sacrifice will strengthen barrier. Your souls will feed our guardians. This is way it has always been. This is way it must always be. Jessica's scream echoes through mountains as creatures close in, their hunger palpable, filling air around them thick with dread. Fade to black int. Car. Night. We're back with our original driver, white-knuckled, gripping steering wheel, visibly shaken while heart races faster than ever before. Radio host, VO. And that concludes our trio, terrifying true highway tales. Sleep tight, drivers, and remember, you're never truly alone on road. Driver quickly shuts off radio hands, trembling, glancing nervously at rearview mirror, then empty passenger seat beside them. A flicker. Movement catches eye. For just second looks like someone or something is sitting there. But when they blink, it's gone, leaving only silence behind. Driver floors it, speeding off into night, but no matter how fast they drive, can't shake, feeling something is following them. Something hungry, something patient, something knows they'll have stop eventually. Fade out. This completed script combines all elements into one cohesive horror narrative while expanding each story's backstory and enhancing character depth and psychological tension throughout.